Good morning, one and all. I'm happy to teach you the course Industrial Relation and Labour Welfare in India. I'm Dr. V. Vijayalakshmi, Assistant Professor Senior, School of Advanced Sciences, VIT Chennai. Before going to the different aspects of industrial relation and different measures implemented for the labour welfare in India, let us try to understand what is labour. There are four different factors of production. One is land, natural resource available for production. Another one is enterprise, owned by an entrepreneur with respect to his or her own risk. Other one is capital, goods used in the supply of other products. And the ultimate one, that is labor, the human input in the production process. Labor in India refers to the employment in the economy of India. In 2012, there were around 487 million workers in India, the second largest after China. Of these, over 94% work is unincorporated, unorganized enterprises ranging from pushcart vendors, home-based diamond and gem polishing operations. India's economy has returned to high rates of growth according to the latest figures. When we see our gross domestic product growth rate reached to 7.6% in 2015-16, up from 5.6% in 2012-13. The vast majority of workers in India are from informal sector. Although there has been a shift out of agriculture, construction has absorbed more workers than any other sector in recent years. Let us have a small understanding with respect to the definition connected to labor force. First of all, who is the labor? What is the labor force? Labor force constitutes of persons categorized as working or employed and those categorized as seeking or available for work, maybe unemployed too. Irrespective whether employed or unemployed, either working or seeking for work also considered as a labor force, where we can refer them as economically active persons. On the other side, people who were neither working and at the same time nor seeking or available for work for various reasons with respect to the stipulated reference period are considered as out of labor force, that is economically inactive persons. There are two different types of labor as far as India is concerned. One is a formal labor, or the one who is connected with that formal labor is formal sector or formal sector or organized sector. All the public sector establishments and those private sector establishments which employ 10 hired workers or more are called formal sector establishments, and those who work in such establishment are formal sector workers. Basically, these workers enjoy social security benefits. For organized sector in India is a sector which are registered as well as pay tax or which are licensed to organization. Informal sector, on the other hand, are unorganized, includes millions of farmers, agricultural laborers, owners of small enterprises and people working in those enterprises, as also the self-employed who do not have hired workers. They don't enjoy any social security benefits. Here all self-employed, unlicensed or unregistered economic activity such as rural traders, handicraft, farmers and owner-manned general stores are all refers to unorganized sector, or we can name them as own account enterprises. When it comes to organized sector, as I referred, a formal sector in India, which is a licensed organization, that is those who have registered and pay GST. These include the publicly traded companies, incorporated or formally registered entities, corporations, factories, shopping malls, hotels, and large businesses. All include the organized sector of the country. The organized sector is one that is incorporated with an appropriate authority or government and follow its rules and regulation. The sector has some formal processes and procedures. It gives good salary, fixed working hours, paid holidays, and provides medical allowances and insurance also. But at present we can see some uncertainty in this sector, and that it which has created a structural transformation in the labor market. The majority of the workers in India are from informal employment, that is unorganized sector. Behind this, there are two underlying but diverging trends. Firstly, the share of workers in the unorganized sector fell from 86.3% in 2004-05 to 82.2% in 2011-12. At the same time, the share of informal workers in the organized sector, that is those who can't access the social security, increased significantly because of a greater use of contract and other forms of casual labor. When we see this figure, which explains the different aspects of structural transformation in sectoral employment shares from 1993-94 to 2011-12, there is a large proportion of workforce is still dependent on the agricultural sector in rural area, which reduced further to 47.3% in 1560. The agricultural sector still accounts for 62.7% of India's rural population, that can be seen in the figure. Although this share has significantly fallen down in urban areas, and from 77.6% in 93 to 94 to 62.7% in rural areas in 2011-12. At the same time, agricultural share in gross value added has fallen rapidly from 18.5% in 2007-12 to 15.2% in 16-17. Also, on the other side, in this figure, we can note one thing, that the Indian economy is dominated by the service sector, which accounted for 53.7% in the recent times. In terms of employment, the share of service sector in urban areas was 58.7% in 11-12 compared to 16.1% in rural areas. So, we can see the labor force predominating in urban and rural areas at different point of time, and the structural transformation in this labor force. With this particular topic of labor force, we are able to understand, and about unorganized sector, Dr. Binu Sagayam will be continuing you. Thank you.